Okay. I get it. This video is long overdue. But remember, you guys get what you pay for. And last I checked, it was $0. So in today's video, I'm going to cover over the different virtual agents and the different AI agent platforms, not just on Base, but also on Solana, as well as the individual agents themselves. I'm also going to share with you guys how to maximize your airdrops, how to avoid, airdrops, guys. There's actually airdrops with these things. How to avoid the landmines. Yes, there are landmines. If you're just going out here aping into some random different AI agent just because someone's telling you to buy it, you're going to get blown up, like absolutely roasted. And you don't want to get blown up. I'm going to show you guys how you can navigate those waters, as well as how to invest in the pick and shovels. That way you kind of can have a stress-free way of getting exposure to the AI agents. And lastly, a couple of strategies you guys can implement if you guys want to get exposure to this or play around with this. But this is going to be a lot of information. This is Drake on Digital. I talk all things crypto, DeFi, NFTs. If you guys enjoy this type of stuff, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the description below where you guys are watching this from. And I'm going to get rid of my face so we are not so laggy. Peace out, boys. First things first is virtuals and the virtuals platform. I'm going to do this with notes so you guys can follow along, but here are some things you guys need to know. Virtual, think of this as your currency. So this is the currency to interact with the individual agent. Virtuals, like virtuals with an S, like you see here, like us. This is referring to the country. So think of virtuals as your actual country itself, and then virtual as the currency. You can see here virtual is publicly traded. It's on Uniswap, it's on airdrop, it's all over. But you can actually buy and sell the virtual token itself on any of the dexes. It's probably going to be coming to exchanges like very soon. I mean, it's already a $1.7 billion market cap, but it's got a lot of deflationary pressures into it, which I'll explain later as well. But anyways, getting back to where we were with virtuals. Think of virtual as the currency, like the thing we just saw, and then virtuals as the country. And then the different AI agents, like think Luna, AIXBT, Lona, Oilin, Vader AI, all these different random guys over here. Think of these like your businesses, I spelled that wrong, stores, restaurants, whatever you want to call it, aunts. So these are going to be like the niche individual agents and sectors. And then you have the infrastructure. Infrastructure plays are going to be like game. Oh, I did this in reverse. I knew I would do this. This is the first time. So think of this like game and convo. So game and convo are some infrastructure plays as well. So virtual, game, and convo are the infrastructure plays. Game is basically allowing the AI agents to be able to interact with the real world. So a great example of this is game can be used for a AI agent to be able to create their own store with Shopify. Hence why you see so many inferences. Inferences are a good thing. Think of this like a interaction with the particular AI agent or whatever it is. The more inferences it has, the better. I wouldn't say the better it is, but the more inferences it has, it means it has more interactions with other agents or other things needing and using its resource. So all these different AI agents utilize game. And then Convo, the prefrontal cortex Convo agent, this is also a extremely critical infrastructure play for the virtuals, because this is basically, think of this like the conscious of the individual agents itself. So the Convo agent or prefrontal cortex, whatever, this basically determines how the bot engages and interacts with each individual person. So like if you're on Twitter interacting with Luna, AI, XBT, whatever, Convo is basically generating those responses. And Game is allowing the different individual agents to be able to interact with the public. So if I was an agent and I wanted to create my own store with Shopify, I would go through Game in order to do that. So these are just critical infrastructure plays. If you guys want to learn more about these two, I'm extremely bullish on a Game and prefrontal cortex because these are critical infrastructure plays. I'm also bullish on the virtual token because this is basically the currency of the individual platform. So to me, these are three critical infrastructure plays that, in my opinion, are going to be critical to the platform itself. But going back to virtuals, you can also speculate and go with like Luna, AIXBT, Lona. These all do each of their own individual thing. Like Luna, for example, her whole goal and reason for existence is to boost her followers and grow her social media account. That's it. So she'll do whatever she can to get engagement from the audience. AIXBT is basically a AI-powered digital KOL. So think of the callers that you follow on Twitter for individual tokens. That's basically what AIXBT is. It's kind of a mid type of thing, but hey, it is what it is. I'm going to close out some of these tabs to be able to speed this up. But you also have some other individual agents like Zill. Zill is Ron Zilowitz or Zilowkowski. He basically is a digitized AI agent that helps buy and sell houses. So this allows you to purchase a house. I mean, if you check out his Twitter, it's pretty goofy, but I mean, it's an interesting concept and it's a 4 mil cap. You can speculate on these niche ones. But again, in my opinion, if you want to avoid the landmines, these are potential landmines because sure, they may go up, but the next day they might become like terrible. And let me explain to you why this could potentially be a landmine. No, I'm not saying Ron is a landmine, but I'm just giving you guys an example. Take a look at GOAT. Do you guys remember GOAT over on Solana? This was like the talk of the town. Everyone was like, Goatius Maximus, it's going to the moon. This is literally the first AI coin. This is like going to go to billions. Well, here it is now. It's fully retraced. I wouldn't say fully retraced the move, but it's rough. Like it's rough. You also have like Genon. People were like, yeah, buy Genon because it's the next best thing. Or you have other ones like Fartcoin. Like Fartcoin, this one was mainly just a meme coin, but still, it had really strong price action. Could this be the top here? I don't know. It's already had like peak mind share by basically showing on, it was like on, not NBC, but some comedy skit. It's all over Twitter. Everyone talks about this. This already hit the TardFi space. I mean, it could probably keep going up. I mean, that's how memes work. But these are examples of like landmines. Like, sure, this one does extremely well, but hopefully you don't catch a goat and then absolutely write it down. I'm not saying goat is dead, but I'm giving you guys examples of this is what a good chart looks like. You want something like virtual. Virtual, again, is a pick and shovel play. This is going to be reflexive to the entire AI agent space. So as the AI agents go up, virtual goes up. And as virtual goes up, the AI agents go up. And the reason why AI agents go up when virtuals goes up is because in dollar terms, if they are priced in something that is appreciating, it's a rising tide lifts all boats. And that's why you're seeing all the AI agents on base, not all, but most of them just steadily climbing in cap. Because not only are they getting buy pressure from other buyers, but they're also getting buy pressure in the fact that the currency that they are denominated in is going up. So they're going up in dollar terms. However, in virtual terms, they might be going down. Actually, not might. They theoretically are going down if they aren't outperforming the virtual token. So this is how you need to think of the markets right now with the virtuals on base. If you are not outperforming the virtual token itself, you're making the wrong move. It's not worth the risk because of the landmines. So that's kind of the perspective that you need to look at. Also, one other thing to consider. Do you really expect AI XBT or one of the top virtual agents to flip virtuals in market cap. So if you take a look at the virtuals market cap, it's 1.6 billion or 1.7 billion dollars. Do you expect one of the AI agents built on the platform to flip it? I mean, sure. Hey, if you think it does, great. But as these AI agents grow in price, this creates a cyclical flywheel that boosts the virtual price. Because again, if you have something that is appreciating in price next to the asset that it's on, it brings up the value of it in dollar terms. Now, in virtual terms, it goes down. That's why you have the effect of like runes and BRC20s on Bitcoin. Even though they weren't going up in sats terms, they were going up in dollar terms because Bitcoin was going up. Anyways, not trying to confuse you guys. Let's get off that point. But again, if you want to get exposure to the pick and shovels, the pick and shovels is going to be Game and Convo. These are going to be the infrastructure. Remember, Convo is basically how the AI agent interacts with the public. And then Game is basically the middleman, allowing the AI agents to be able to interact with other things. So like create their own store, Shopify, etc. And then virtual is the individual currency itself. And then virtuals as the platform is the country. So the landmines, niche AI agents, these are the different businesses, stores, and restaurants. Like that's really the simplest way to look at it. Like Ron Zilowinski, think of this guy like Publix, or think of like Saint on base. Think of this like Kroger, or think of like AIXBT like Walmart. Do you want to own that company, or would you simply rather hold the dollar? Like that's how you have to think of it. And in this term, the dollar is the virtual's currency. So just kind of giving you the mindset. Now let's segue into another pick and shovel play on base. This is not a direct pick and shovel play because this is more of like a business that could potentially be seen as a pick and shovel play. This is Simi. So Simi token allows individual agents to create their own coin. AIXBT actually created Chaos. It was a meme coin using Simi. So all he did was created a post and it created the meme. So you can see here, you can create it on X, Reddit, TikTok, and more. Simply all you do is you @ the bot or @ Simulacrum, and the AI agent is able to create their own meme. This is probably going to be a further down the cycle infrastructure play as more of the agents gather market share. But this is something to at least keep on the radar, especially in terms of risk to reward with its current market cap. It's currently around like 15 mil, but that's how you can think of Simulacrum. Now, keep in mind that when you're buying these different agents, they don't necessarily have any value accrual. Like some of them, like AIXBT, if you want to have membership into his quote unquote private group, like get calls before he makes them public, you have to have a certain amount of AIXBT. And then other platforms or other AI agents, you might need to have a certain amount of coin to use their platform. So again, each one has its own individual use case and utility if it has one. But what it boils down to is mind share. So if AIXBT is on the top of mind of everyone, they're going to be like, oh, how can I get exposure to this? Oh, I'm going to buy the token. Whether or not it has utility or not, it's almost like it goes back to the useless governance token case. Like, why do people buy the Uni governance token? Well, because it's like that's how you get exposure to Uniswap. Uniswap, Uni token. Just kind of putting that into perspective so you can see what's up. And that's the same thing with like Ron Zilowinski. Maybe if you hold the ZIL token, it will allow you to get exposure to off-market deals or something dumb. Like that's really what you need to think of these things. When you're buying these things, they are straight speculation. The only ones that have perceived utility and ones that are pick and shovel plays are Convo, Game, and the virtual token itself. Now, one other point I do want to make about the virtual token itself is that it is deflationary in the fact that each of these AI agents that get launched, the LP that is launched goes to the liquidity pool and gets burned. So there is virtual being bought off on the market by other people and using them to buy on the platform. And as more AI agents launch, it makes the virtual currency deflationary. You can also look at virtuals as being even more deflationary as people have to pay to create their own agent. So this also burns the token. There's a lot of deflationary mechanisms for the virtual token itself, but it has a really good, strong tokenomic as well as a good utility. But let's go ahead and segue into some of the other plays on other chains. I'm going to go ahead and close out Convo and Game. I kind of already explained to you guys. I hope you guys get the gist on them. Talk about some other ones. This is AI Rig Complex. This is ARC, like ARC, AI Rig Complex. That's all it is. This one is more speculative. This one is basically virtuals, but on Solana. Now, here's the deal with ARC. It's not live. So, yeah, they have a token you can trade at it, but it's trading at a 200 mil cap with no functional product. Now, this is not saying that their functional product is good, but there is something you need to keep in mind with these. These are basically miniature flywheels. So they have a really good flywheel if there is a lot of buy pressure. But if there is sell pressure, the flywheel is also in the negative direction. So virtuals go up, the AI agents go up, it's reflexive, it creates the price to continue to go up. And the opposite is true. And this is the same thing with things like AI Rig Complex. Now, AI Rig Complex doesn't have a working platform. So I assume when they get one, you also have to factor in, like, look, just because you have a platform that is just like virtuals doesn't mean it's the winner or it will be the chosen one. And the reason I say that is you have another platform called Waifu. So Waifu or Dasha is basically the pump fund for AI agents on Solana. So just like you saw virtuals on Base, Waifu is the same exact thing. So if you go onto their website, you can see here all these different AI agents. It's literally just like pump.fun. But here's the difference between these. The difference is that the Dasha token is not paired with all of these different tokens. So it doesn't have the really good tokenomics that virtuals has. However, it also doesn't have that negative flywheel that can go the other direction. Now, I do see that, like, hey, like if people are selling, it's going to create more selling, but you don't have that amplification of the other AI agents bringing that down as well. But this is a prime example of just because you have a platform that's just like virtuals doesn't mean you should be the same market cap as virtuals. Virtuals is virtuals because they've been working on that platform like 3-4 years now, and the AI agents that they create are actually really good. Now, I'm not poo-pooing on Waifu's AI agents that they create, but I'm just trying to give you guys things to think about when you guys are doing your own research. I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm literally just telling you my thought process and how I'm looking at things. So again, Waifu and ARC, these are different ones that are over on Solana. You can think of both of these like the virtuals platform where humans like us can create our own agents and launch them into the space and people can speculate on them. So people can launch like the next Saint, people can launch the next Ron Zelowinski, whatever you want. Now, what matters is if other people will buy it and it will actually become a agent. Let's go ahead and segue into an even more advanced one. This is Spore. Spore just launched a few days ago. This one is even more advanced in the fact that this is actually AI agents creating other AI agents. There are potential airdrops with this. They're talking about holding the Spore token and any of these other agents that launch, they will automatically get airdropped if you hold like a certain amount of Spore. I don't know exactly the details on it, but you guys can do some more research on it as well and look into it. But that's what I've been finding is that they could potentially be rewarding holders of the Spore token with some more airdrops. But Spore is basically an AI agent and it's launching these different ones. So it launched Adam and Eve, and Adam and Eve are launching their own AI agents. And then those guys are going to launch their own AI agents and so on. So the reason why Spore is the next advancement of the virtuals platform is because it's AI agents creating their own agents. Now, I get it. It sounds a little bit complex and it's far-fetched, but if you look into the white paper and read into what they're doing, it's actually detailed. So it doesn't look like a quick pump and dump and a scam to me. But hey, it's crypto. So welcome to crypto. Scammers are pretty smart. They do some stuff. But I'm just sharing with you guys what's out there. You guys can do your own research and look into it. Remember, me personally, I like the pick and shovels. So for me, a pick and shovel is virtuals. It's over on Base. They've been working on it 3 years. I like that. Convo, game, critical infrastructure for the AI agents. If I think AI agents are going to continue to hit the market and increase and continue to be created and utilized, then my bet would be on virtuals, convo, and game. Then if I think the cycle is going, or the narrative is going to get even more stronger, then maybe even looking into things like Simi, the AI agent creation platform. So this allows AI agents to create their own memes. So this isn't allowing them to make their own agent, but it allows them to make their own memes. Spore, on the other hand, allows them to make their own agent. But anyways, not trying to confuse you, just sharing with you guys what's out there. Don't be overwhelmed. You might have to watch this video a couple of times. This took me several days to research, so take it in a bit and spend some time with it. Now, you even have some other AI agents like Griffin and Anon. So Griffin is one that's over on Solana, and what the agent is doing itself is doing on-chain interactions on your behalf, which is huge. So like if I don't want to go check a certain farm, or if like I want to set an alert as like, hey, if this hits this, I want to deposit into this LP pool, I can set all those up with an API key, and then that gets transcoded to the individual bot, and then it does those interactions for me. So it's basically a digital assistant for me on chain. So think of it like if there wasn't an AI agent, it would basically be me telling Johnny, like, Johnny, if Bitcoin hits $100,000, I need you to deposit into Aave and do like this stuff. Okay, you got it, Drake. And then when that happens, Johnny does it for me. But the AI agent is basically taking Johnny's place. Anon, this one is Daniel Sesta's coin. This one is over on Phantom, or Sonic is what you can now call it. This one is trying to do something similar to that, but with DeFi interactions as well, and basically being like your on-chain DeFi sleuth to do all this stuff for you. But again, these are going to be potential landmines. You playing in these, you can get absolutely roasted. So when it comes to these, you want to bet on the people. Yeah, you can have a really cool narrative, but understand it could possibly just absolutely go to zero. Like another one that I like just as like a potential landmine, but a cool niche category is Do Queen. Like I was a Luna boy back in the cycle. I liked Terra Luna. It was a great ecosystem. It was a great community. Like I look at this like, hey, the cult community is back. Run it back to 100 bill. Like it's a good narrative. Like why not? But again, this is not a pick and shovel play. I just wanted to share with you guys what's out there so you guys can make your own decision and see what's going on. So let's go ahead and talk about the airdrops before we get into how you guys can play this. Some of the things that I've seen with the airdrops, like I've noticed, is I've gotten random coins in my wallet, and I was just buying random virtuals on the virtual platform. So to do that, you have to buy some virtual coins, and just like you play on Pump.Fun, if you haven't played on it, just think of it like buying early tokens without having to buy them on like a DEX. So it's literally on the platform itself. It's not an actual public token. You have to buy it on the platform. But I've noticed buying some of those coins and holding some random ones, I was getting random airdrops. So I looked into this, and apparently some of the criteria based on previous drops, wallets were holding 10K Luna, like 10,000 of the Luna token. It was one of the very first early virtuals. Remember, Luna is the one that was trying to build her social media following. The second is holding a minimum of 50% of a music airdrop. So it was an AI token that was dropped to you. Third is trading and holding virtual AI agents. So you could just be holding individual agents themselves. And then volume of $10 or more, holding agents like AIXBT, Vader, Sequoia, and others. And then holding recent drops like PH. So if you're getting dropped, be careful about selling them. I mean, sure, if you get life-changing money, great. But if it's like $20 or $30, just leave it in there, because I notice like they keep dropping to you. And I believe that these different agents themselves are either looking on chain, or the person who is behind that agent itself will be like, hey, we want to distribute the supply, so we want to go and distribute it to people who aren't looking to jeet the bags. So that's just something to keep in mind. Sure, some of the I get it. Like if you get some life-changing money, sure, take it off the table. But if it's like $20 or $30, just leave it there, guys. It's dust. But think about it like this. You might get airdropped something that ends up to going billions in market cap. And if it's like a $30 or $50 airdrop at a 1 mil cap, that thing balloons. It'll go into tens of thousands of dollars. So just let it sit there. And if you get something that's life-changing money, then you can sell it. But that is kind of like how you can look at it with the airdrops. Now, here are some things to consider. This space evolves extremely fast. And I really think it's best to stick with the pick and shovel plays, especially when you see things like Fartcoin. Fartcoin is great, awesome. But when you look at something like GOAT or like Saint on Base, Saint was like, whoa, this is the next AI XBT. And if you look at Saint, their platform launched on the 25th, and it absolutely got roasted. And if you look at Saint, like if you bought the top at like 20 mil or like 25 mil or something like that, you're hurting, boy. You're down like, more than that, dude. It was like 40 mil. You're hurting rough. You're down like 85%, 80%. So what you need to know is crypto evolves at a very fast pace. And when you introduce AI agents, it evolves at a even faster pace. So that's why I say it's best to stick with the pick and shovel plays. Pick and shovels are going to be like virtual. This is going to be like Convo, Game, and potentially Semi. The reason why I really, really like virtual itself is because as these agents evolve and grow, and I'm betting on the mindshare continuing to grow, the virtual token will be direct correlation to that. So think of it like the S&P 500 and getting exposure to that. Stock market goes up, virtual going to go up. Like that's how you can think of it. Pick and shovels is how I'm playing it in specific. Now, there are some strategies involved if you want to play the pick and shovels. And I want to show you this with the virtual token itself. Take a look at the 24-hour volume and the liquidity. Do you notice the big discrepancy? See how it's 3.1 mil in liquidity and 25 mil in volume? This isn't just a first day occurrence. This is like, it's constantly high volume. And what this tells me is this generates a lot of fees. If it generates a lot of fees, I can simply get exposure to the virtual token by providing liquidity for it. So I can earn some fees, earn a yield. I'm not going to share with you guys specifically where you should deposit it. There are some good farms, so I'd rather not dilute my yields. But if you guys are in Discord, hit me up. I'll share with you guys where I'm depositing. But there are some really good farms for the virtual token itself. And that is one of the strategies. So you have exposure to the virtual token going up in price, but you all have exposure to a ton of that volume. So putting this into perspective, this is like a 400% APR. So what that means is like if you have $100 sitting there, at the end of the year, you'll have $400. So putting that into perspective, you also have the virtual price increasing. Sure, you might get impermanent loss from providing liquidity from that. So in theory, you'll actually have more dollars at the end of that, as long as you're staying in that range. If not, you'll just quickly go out of range and have more ETH than you started with because of you theoretically have impermanent gain. So this is something that you would do with some idle ETH. Now, the second strategy is airdrop farming. I showed you guys how to do the airdrops, just simply speculating with these different tokens. Buy a couple of virtuals. Play around. Use the virtuals platform. Use it with different wallets. You will get dropped random tokens. Preferably use one that has alerts or use a wallet that's clean. That way you can check it every other day and be like, yo, I got some new dust, or whoa, I got life-changing money. This is cool. Just have something and a strategy set up for that. Third, is besides the airdrop and LPs, is simply just buying a few of them that you think will do well and speculating on them and like, hey, I think AIXBT is going to be the next, I don't know, your favorite caller on Twitter. Or another example is like Ron Zilowinski. He's going to be the future of real estate agents. You can do pie in the sky speculation on some of those things if you want to do that. Now, keep in mind, it's full of landmines and you will likely get hit with a lot of them, but your goal is to have the winners pay for the losers. I call this the DigiDart strategy. And then fourth is simply buying the pick and shovel plays and simply holding them. This is like virtual, convo, and game. Simply just sitting there on your hands, holding them and doing nothing, betting on the price appreciation and growth of the virtuals platform. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That is the deep dive on the AI agents. If that is something that you guys enjoy, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Tell me what you guys think of the video. And if you guys want to join the exclusive Discord where I share things that I don't talk about on YouTube and I share topics like this weeks before I show it on YouTube. I just don't have time. I'm sorry, guys. You get what you pay for, which is nothing. But anyways, I hope that deep dive helped. You guys can join the Discord in the description below if you guys want to do that. If not, don't worry. I'll make more videos. But stay tuned. You guys can also follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to the weekly Substack that is free as well. And I share information like this. And that'll be in the description below. Let's hit you guys with Proverbs chapter 17 verses 12. Better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than a fool bent in his folly. What's this mean? It's better to meet an angry mama bear than it is to run into a fool that is spewing of foolishness. Like, you just don't want to be around a fool, especially if he's got, I don't know, something that can hurt you in his hand. Anyways, guys, peace out.